The company profile contains basic information about each of the companies that are being tracked by the software. To open the company profile, press the Company Profile button under All Forms on the navigation toolbar, or press the Required Data bar on the navigation toolbar and press Company Profile. The company profile can also be opened from the Data Files menu at the top of the screen. Data must first be entered in the company profile before anything else can be done. This is because all of the data in the database is associated with individual companies. When the company profile opens, a company record called New Company already exists in the table. Just replace the new company with the name of your business, then fill in the remaining data. After the first company's data is entered, you can press the New button on the standard toolbar to create a new company record, and a new company tab is added at the top of the form. You can use this tab to navigate between company records. You can also press the Navigation List button at the bottom of the form to open a list of the companies. If you have more than 4 or 5 companies, this can be an easier way to navigate through the companies. Before moving to the navigation list, I'm going to quickly import a set of records so you can better see the benefits of the list. One benefit is that there are filter keys at the top of the form so you can display only companies that start with a certain letter. Just press the All button to view all of the companies. You can also sort the companies by name in ascending or descending order, or by the order that it was entered into the software, which is the record number. If you prefer the navigation list to the company tabs at the top of the form, you can set the navigation list to open each time that you open the company profile. Just click on the File menu, select Preferences, then select Navigation List. Click on the checkbox in front of the company profile and the navigation list for the company form will open each time that the company profile opens. You can do the same for any of the primary data forms in the application. On the company profile, the left side of the form is basic information about the company, including the address, phone number, web address, and email address. One of the more important items in the list on the left side of the form is the type of entity pull-down list. Be sure to indicate the correct type of entity for the selected business. Labels, documents, reports, and forms all change throughout the application based on the type of entity that's selected here. For example, the first company selected is a corporation. The second company selected is an LLC. Let's move to the Titles and Responsibilities form. When the first company selected is a corporation, titles for a corporation appear. When I select the second company, which is an LLC, the titles change to those of an LLC. There's more information about the titles in the tutorial for Titles and Responsibilities, so let's move back to the company profile for now. First, the state and province versus the international label is a toggle that permits international addresses. Just click the label to enter an international address. Also, once data is entered for a web address and an email address, the labels are underlined. Click on the underlined label for the web address and the website for the company opens. Be sure to include the entire web address in the text box. When you enter an email address and click on the underlined label, an empty email message opens with an email address for the company in the to line. Your email server must be MAPI compatible like Outlook, Netscape, or Endora for this feature to work. If you use email software that's not compatible like AOL, the email feature will not be functional and it can produce errors. If there's not a specific place on the form for information that you want to include, put the information in the Notes text box at the bottom of the form. The upper right portion of the form has links to 3 major business credit bureaus, and there's space to record each credit bureau's identification number. Click the underlined label for credit bureau to open its website. Being registered with the credit bureaus and maintaining good credit records is important. It can mean significantly lower interest rates when borrowing. It can also be important when opening merchant accounts with vendors. The lower right portion of the company profile form includes important dates and identification numbers. If the selected company is a corporation, the date of incorporation is listed. It's the date on the corporate charter indicating the date that the state established the corporation as an entity. For other types of businesses, the date of organization is the date the business was formally established. These dates, as well as the end of the fiscal year, are included in the alerts and reminders, so you can receive reminders just before or on these dates. Alerts and reminders are covered in the Alerts and Reminders tutorial movie. The underlined label for the IRS EIN or Employer Identification Number is a link to an IRS website where you can apply for the number if you don't already have one. Enter your state ID here. This is the identification number used by the state of domicile to identify the business, and it's usually located on the corporate charter or other correspondence provided when the state establishes it as a legal entity for purposes of conducting business. The SIC code label is a link to the SIC code's webpage, and the NAICS label links to the NAICS website. SIC stands for Standard Industrial Classification, and NAICS stands for the North American Industry Classification System, which is supposed to replace SIC codes. These can be very useful. Many libraries maintain financial data that's generated by the Department of Labor, Department of Commerce, and the Census Bureau based on these codes, and it can be used to compare your company with industry standards. Sometimes companies conduct business using a different name than the legal name of the company. It's termed DBA, or doing business as. When this is the case, enter the name or names here. Press the Business License button to enter information for the company that's selected on the company profile form. Press the New button at the bottom of the form to create a new license record. Select the type of government agency, then fill in the rest of the information. The deadline dates at the bottom of the form are the due dates for license renewals or fees. These dates are included in the Alerts and Reminders feature so you can get automatic reminders for when these licenses are due. Use the Add and Delete buttons at the bottom of the page to add and remove license records for the selected company. Let's return to the company profile. You can press the Add button to append a new record or press the Delete button to remove a company record. It's important to keep in mind that when a company record is deleted, all of the data that's linked to that company is also deleted, including meeting records, saved documents, etc. Other company-related tutorial movies include company profile tools and printing company reports. This concludes the overview of the company profile form.